Welcome on board my 28-night voyage around South America, embarking in Santiago, Chile, and cruising all the way back to Southampton, England, on board my favourite ship to date, Cunard Queen Victoria. First, let me introduce my favourite hotel at London's Heathrow Airport, the Sofitel Terminal 5. There are multiple reasons I love the Sofitel. I always request a room with a view, and if you are fortunate like me, you can view the aircraft on the apron and in the air. The executive lounge, Club Millesime, is awesome. It's a short undercover walk to Terminal 5, and I can even check my cases in the hotel's lobby to save wheeling them to the terminal. I could go on, but I better not, as somewhere like this doesn't come cheap. My extravagance cost £245 10 for my luxury club room with Club Millesime access. You only go on holiday once a year, right? Oh, okay, maybe multiple times, but I do enjoy my luxuries, and I could only afford an inside stateroom on the ship, so I deserve to splurge here instead. I checked in around lunchtime, and by 2:45 I was enjoying a delicious afternoon tea in the lounge. And I then had to wait 2.5 hours until I could enjoy the evening buffet and drinks. Club Millesime offers the best lounge buffet I have ever had. Who can't say no to hot sausage? Once I'd devoured the buffet and drunk it dry, I headed out to one of the hotel bars for my free drink, and I had some nibbles to go with that too. Upon returning to my room to retire for the evening, the turn-down service had been. At 8:30 the next morning, I was back in Club Millesime for breakfast. Cooked to order as well as a breakfast buffet. Later that afternoon, I checked out of the Sofitel and into the first class lounge at Heathrow's Terminal 5, which is where the majority of British Airways flights arrive and depart. I enjoyed Sri Lankan chicken curry, followed by afternoon tea. It's a good job I don't serve afternoon tea on Cunard, isn't it? Oh yes, that's right. One of the things Cunard are most famous for is its traditional afternoon tea with white glove waiters and trays of finger sandwiches, cakes and scones. Still, at least it's only a 28-night cruise, so only just over a month of afternoon teas coming my way. My 2200-hour flight didn't start to board until 21:30, but being one of the first on board, I was able to settle into my bulkhead premium economy seat on the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. Oh yes, that's another thing I wasn't able to afford, an upgrade to business class. Better console myself with an upgrade in the pre-cruise hotel in Santiago then. I chose 16B for this flight. I could have sat by the window, which I usually do, but this is the longest flight British Airways fly, and I didn't want to be boxed in by someone sitting in the aisle. So, for the first time, I decided to sit in the aisle. As it was, I could have got out from the window seat without worrying, so I know for next time. I'm 6'4", and I still had enough room in the bulkhead seat to cross my legs and stretch my legs out. There is more legroom in the two seats by the windows on either side than the bulkhead row of the central aisle seats. For dinner, I chose braised British beef, Lyonnaise potatoes, broccoli, braised red cabbage with pork jus. A tip from me is when pre-drink dinner orders are taken, ask for 2 drinks, as you won't get another drink until wine with dinner. I'm quite a fan of aircraft food, and I did enjoy my dinner. For breakfast, I chose creamy cheese frittata with tomato, butter mushrooms and baked beans. Thankfully, the flight went smoothly and was now over. Upon arrival in Santiago, the only requirement was a forehead temperature check with digital thermometer. These were the very early days of COVID. I mentioned about upgrading my hotel. Fortunately, it didn't cost me anything. As a Platinum Elite member of IHG Hotels loyalty scheme, I receive a complimentary upgrade. I was placed in a different building to my cruise companions, which was connected to the main building by internal walkway. My room was a nice standard with rainhead shower and separate bath, etc. As part of my cruise, I booked a 3-night Chilean Wine and Andes tour. Our guide had met us at the airport and arranged a meeting with us. Once we had placed our bags in our room and had freshened up, he ran through the programme and took our menu selection and dietary requirements for the meals provided on the tour. The rest of the day was then free time for us to explore Santiago. I jumped on the subway train and started exploring. First stop, delicious ice cream. And then to a bar to a drink that I was going to fall in love with, Pisco Sour. I chose one from Chile and one from Peru. I preferred the Peruvian Pisco. Next, I embarked on an Empanada marathon, eating 3 in total. Meat, prawn and cheese, and seafood. Being in Santiago, of course there was an earthquake. Well, terremoto is the Chilean for earthquake, but unfortunately, or rather fortunately, this was a drink rather than the actual earthquake. Then I had a wander around the central market and the city in general. Just before arriving back at the hotel, I popped into a local supermarket to have a look at the prices of the wine to see if it was cheaper to buy it here than the vineyards. I also ended up buying some Inca Cola. Thank you for watching my first episode. Coming up is my 3-night stay in Santiago, and then of course the 28-night cruise back to Southampton. If you have enjoyed my video, please give a thumbs up, and I'd be grateful if you'd consider subscribing to my channel, as it really will help me out. Thank you for watching.